Hello, fellow Toastmasters. Dynamic leadership and changing trends. Under this podcast series, this is next episode. Part of this episode, I'm going to tell a story. I need to provide reflection about what I learned in this path. So I'm going to try vocal variety, connecting with audience with a story and few more attributes. All right, so let's start. I have told few other stories before, but this time this is story about me because people asked, they wanted to know more about me rather than I tell a story about something else. So I'm going to try to explain something about me in this story, some other things which you would like, you might enjoy, or you may correlate. So let's start. I was born in a middle class family. My childhood was as simple as anybody else. There was not many special thing happened. I was a happy child. I was the middle one. I have elder and younger, and it was enjoying. My childhood, I have several great memories. When I was born, my parents bought new house at that time. Earlier, we used to stay in like a middle of the town, but when we were buying house, they bought for like outside the almost outside the city because it was land was like kind of cheaper there at that time. So what happened was when I grew up, there were not many children of my age at that time. I always felt that something missed because that area was like very lonely at that time, and I always have to play alone. Like I always miss that because when I go to school, then only I'll be meet the friends. But otherwise, uh, I always remember I have my grandfather and grandmother with me, but they won't be able to walk because they were old at that time. And so if I'm playing, probably I'll be playing outside. And then I used to be most of the time I used to play alone. And so that was one of my personality traits developed at that time. And I don't know, it helped me a lot in my future life as well because I had to travel several times and I had to manage probably alone, but it helped because I had that probably built at that time. So childhood had great memories. And if I have to go like what was my first memory, so I can relate one incident and I would like to talk with that because everybody has like a what was their first memory like when they start remembering. So I had one and it was like a very noted thing, so I would like to discuss with you. So it was a very tragic accident. Like my maternal grandmother met with a tragic accident and she was almost on the deathbed, and my mother took me to the hospital at that time. I was probably 3 years or around that age. And I still remember that, like she was on the deathbed, and still she called me at that time with my name, and I think that was the first memory I had from where afterwards that I can see that I went to school and everything else. But that was like one of the carved memory in my mind, always stayed with me, and uh, and I still remember my grandmother at that time. So apart from that, my childhood was good, and uh, like my elder sister, she used to take part in elocution and some other activities, and I did follow the same. So I was also taking part of school activities, and I used to be part of the chat group or some uh, yearly function they used to have, and I will be part of that. So there are some great memories I have, and my friends shared with me sometimes. So I used to be part of the dance group or some other elocution group and debate group. I had one more memory at that time. So I had done a skit of a particular piece of a famous author, and it was selected for radio at that time because it was very difficult. It was a very big thing at that time. So I had went to, I mean, they took me to the studio and then I did the skit. It was like 5 to 10 minutes of skit, and it was played at that time in on the radio. So it was very great thing which I remember, and that was the really great memory I would like to share. Uh, Apart from that, as I told you, I at that time I had my grandfather and grandmother paternal side, and they used to tell lots of great stories and everything, and I used to learn a lot. Like evening time will be with the grandfathers and grandmother. My grandfather taught me the chanting. So uh, it was not the my other siblings, they didn't, but I learned it. My grandfather taught me. So he taught me one full chapter from Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 15. Because at that time, they used to have some kind of competition and people will be taking part. And I was like 5 to 6 years old. Those who understand how the chanting works. So those things, even I was able to read at that time, but those Sanskrit pronunciation I will not be able to do unless somebody teach properly. And those are like a mixed word and everything. They have to be put in your tongue and then you have to pronounce it the same way. Then only you will be able to do it. And I still remember he used to do meticulously sitting with me, and it took some great time. And I remembered all the entire chapter, and I even participated in the competition, and I have got some prize. So I still have that memory. I instantly tell my grandfather passed away after that, but after some few years after that, I used to be chanting that at that time. But after probably say age of 20, it was very rare. Like I may be doing only at the occasion of auspicious day or something, but I still remembered it. I can tell you last 10 years, almost I never did it, not even auspicious day. But when I thought doing meditation, it came to me. Like I just looked at it, I chanted one or two by looking at the book. Everything else remembered. Because that's how those shlokas or mantras they fit in your tongue and they fit in your memory in such a way that once you remember it, whatever age, they will continue to stay in your tongue. I mean, so that was the great thing, and I'm very grateful about that. Like I remember, my grandfather taught me, and I learned that because none of my other siblings they cannot do it, but I learned it, and it was really great memory I had. Uh, Apart from that, other than that, other childhood was same as others, and it was all fun and great memories. The way others had it, other normal child may have the similar thing I had. I want to share two more things. Uh, it is about learning the bicycle. So I learned bicycle. I had a bicycle in our house, but it belonged to my elder sister, and she won't give it to me because when I was learning, she said that okay, you will fall down, and then and that was true. So uh, I won't get that unless somebody is with me. So once one of my father's friend has come and he had a bigger bike, and then I asked, can I drive it? Because I had just learned at that time, and he said okay, and I took it. I remember that. I mean, I was like probably 6, 7 years old at that time. And I told you that our house was a little bit away from the society. So I went like half a mile. I was going with the bike, and it was a little bit away from or like a little bit far. And something happened and I just fall down. My leg got twisted and there was nobody around. So I just fall down and like almost 10-15 minutes, nobody was there. So I still remember that that was the first thing. And then after 15 minutes, somebody came, and then uh, I came. But unfortunately, I did not had my bone was not broken, like it was just a twisted. And touch wood, till now I didn't have any of my bone broken. Touch wood. uh, so that was the great memory. I would say this is really achievement. I don't know how, but if you reached like till 50 and then you never had your bone broken, that should be great thing. So you did not fall that bad way. All right. So uh, I would say that was about bike. Then about other activities like swimming. That was also one of the very, very fun memory. Where I was living, that there was a swimming tank, but it used to be very far, and there were hours, and our transportation was not that, because we used to stay away from the thing. So uh, in short, I mean, I won't go alone there, or that was not possible. So what else we had? We had a well, and there was a river. So we had, I was born where there was a river called River Krishna, which is the greatest river, and one of the greatest river, and uh, that was there. And then there was one well. So well was like big enough, and then it used to be open in the summertime. So a lot of people will come there and swim. I learned there. So there was a great story about that. So when I was learning, my maternal grandfather used to teach myself and my siblings, and there were some other things as well. Since it was a well, there were no noodles or like not other things. We used to have like a tire, or like the wood kind of wooden sticks you have to put on the back, and then that will be act as a float. So when I was trying to learn the swimming, like we used to, me and my all my siblings, like we used to go into the water, then like, and they say, oh no 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 no, we'll get scared. And my maternal grandmother, grandfather, he used to be like very lenient, so he will say, oh okay, that's fine. So for some days we did not learn anything. When my parents understood that, okay, there is, I mean, I did not learn till now, or there is no swimming happening. So there was another instructor, and then I think my father and mother, somebody told him to uh, teach me. So uh, I knew that instructor, so he used to be there. But I didn't know that, okay, he's going to teach me or something. So when I go there, and as usual, like I put that float and everything, and I went near water, okay, then I just retracted as same. But this time something was different. I saw that instructor was coming from behind, but I was not, I didn't know. He just came, he without I understand anything, he like took me and threw me in the water. Whoa! Like I went into the water, like water went into nose and mouth, but I started like desperately moving, and that's it. So within 1 or 2 days, I started swimming, and then within few days, I didn't need the float. So that was the great memory I had. Then after that, I started even swam in the river, and I used to cross the river. There were some great friends. It was really great memory I had from the childhood. Other than that, I think that was everything was great. So I had great friends, great teachers, and as wonderful it can be. And as a small town, how great we could have. I would say I should be very grateful about that, and I had so many great memories about that. I just want to share one more memory as well. It was probably at that time I was probably in ninth or eighth grade, ninth grade, I think that's what I remember, ninth or 10th. So it was like 14 years. So we had a classroom, and then there used to be a stage, and then there is a board, and then teacher will come and teach. When they get down the stage, there was one step, and then he will get down. So when the school that lecture was finished, one of my teacher, I mean, he was he was a little bit like a around like he used to be little he used to be fat, or like he was fat at that time, and then he was trying to get down, and he missed the step, and whoa, like literally his legs, he fall down, legs comes up like this. I have to admit, and I'm still sorry about that, but like at that moment, everybody, I mean, including me, so that's why I'm telling about me. Everybody, first reaction was kind of laugh. I mean, that's what happened. Somebody fall down, but I mean, that was our age. We understand. It was, I mean, if you're looking at like something, then it would have been look very funny. I understood. Like he was like a fat person and just missed a step because we were not expecting anything. He suddenly fall down and then almost like but within next moment he got up. He was on his leg. He must have been more than 50 at that time. He just said one sentence. I still remember it. That's what I want to tell that story. He said, no reason to laugh. Everybody is going to fall this way once in their life. And then he left. And he was very good even after that as well. I mean, that nothing happened because of that fall. That's what we observed. So I still remember that. So how true it is, how correct it was. So everybody gets that kind of fall in their life. So uh, that was one of the memories still I had. So I thought of sharing about it. Other than that, everything was great. Then uh, I wanted to follow the engineering route and uh, like my sister she went to medical school. My maternal grandfather was medical. My maternal uncle was doctor. But I somehow wanted to go to the engineering branch. So I went there, I got it, and it was wonderful. So after that, I went into the career, and there were a lot of great things, great opportunities, great people I met. Uh, I had chance to see so many great folks. They were my colleagues, and they were my managers. I learned a lot from them. I'm still very grateful about all the experience from what I learned from them, what the memories I cherish with them. Uh, so this was like about starting with my career, and then so so let's talk about few memories what I may have at that time. So this was, as I told you, I came from middle background, and at that time there was air travel was very less, and when I was coming for the work, travel for the work, that was my first air travel. So I had a great memory about that. So I want to share that. So I was supposed to travel on like a Friday night. Sorry, I mean it was like a Saturday morning. The flight was like at around 4 o'clock. And at the time I used to stay, that part was very far from the airport. And I had like a very busy schedule in that week. So I was like busy since Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Like till that traveling day, I was like a I mean, there was nothing like I was trying to prepare for travel or something. So uh, I had very busy schedule at that time. I was working, and then I was staying a little away from the workplace as well. So traveling time and everything. So I was very busy. That's what I want to say. So first ever travel. So when I went into plane and I sat, so it was some time it takes. So I was just like my head was leaning, and then I thought because I wanted to see how the plane takes off. So that was the I wanted to experience that. So after some time when I got up, like, okay, so there was some sound was coming. So I thought, okay, I think the takeoff is starting now. So when I looked at everything and then there was a screen in front of me, then I understood like at least 30 minutes has passed. The plane has already took off, and probably the air hostess has already come at least once or twice to ask, and then I was so literally because of the exhaustion, because flight was at 4 o'clock, and that entire night I was not sleeping, and before that also I had a very busy schedule to prepare and other than work and everything. So uh, that was really wonderful. Story doesn't end there. So that was my first travel. Then my first destination was the great city of New York. So I landed there. It was month of March. When I landed, how I was greeted. Wow, big snow. Entire thing was, I mean, in March, it was probably that was not that rare at that time. So global warming was less. So there was a very big snow. I had a connecting flight afterwards, but there was a layover in between. So I was in the hotel, and then the next morning the other flight was there. So I went to the hotel. There was a very big snow. Even night, there a lot of other flurries came. So when I reached the hotel, uh, there was nothing we can go out or anything because it was all snow, and then I didn't know anything. So there was another good story is there. Uh, as I'm not a vegetarian, but there was only few type of meats I had ate before. So mostly chicken or probably mutton. Other than that, I did not eat anything other than that. And that was a taboo not to eat like a bigger meats. And we didn't have it also. I can tell you at that time, wherever we lived, that those kind of meats, we didn't even get it. Uh, and we were not going to eat that. That was religious taboo as well. So what was the happen first day? So I was told like I should get some pizza or like a burger and try to get not meat. I was very sure that I can live with chicken. So when in the night I had to eat something, they brought the menu, but they said now the kitchen is closed, only few things are available. So I had not much choice. So when I go through it, I thought, okay, like let's just have burger because I was not sure what else will be there. So I asked cheeseburger because I thought like cheese and then burger. So the plate came. When I saw that, okay, I mean, I was not sure what kind of cheese was that because I had seen cheese. I had cheese, but that was something different. So I asked, "Is this the cheese?" So he said, "Yes, that's the cheese." And I ate it because I definitely said that's not what I thought, but I thought like I ate some strange cheese. This must be something different what I'm testing right now. So that was the most funny. Then people later explained me what I ate, and that was another great thing what I remember. Other than that, all the work and all it was normal, great, and I made, as I said, I made several great colleagues. I learned a lot from them, and I have great memories to cherish about. And that made me develop few things, like learn things, and it was really wonderful things. What I can say. So that was, and apart from up in work, as I said, I need to travel a lot, and my childhood habit helped me. Like even you have to be alone in anywhere, like it helped me. So I had still one more memory in the which I would like to share because I'm trying to share like very like a specific thing. So this was about like same weather kind of thing. So I would like to share with you. So I was working in some deep south and living in north, but working in deep south. And I used to travel. So not every time I will be taking plane. So sometimes I will go with the car because um, not every time I would get the deal. And then if I suddenly decide to travel, then um, I would go with the car. And the car was like a 10 hour, it was like a 12, 13, 12 hours journey was there. Even I was alone, like I used to do that at that time. So that was fun thing. So I got the car, I rented the car, and I came. And then while going, it was like Friday, Sunday evening. I will start, and then it was 12 hours. So I might take a little break. So I used to start a little early in the evening, and then next morning I will reach there. That time I did not see the weather forecast. Generally, used to be okay. So and I did not get any alert at that time, or generally we get something weather alerts or something, but I didn't. And it was like from north to south, so the weather pattern is going to change, but I never had that before. So this started like this. I reached like it was. Let me tell you, I reached to like a pitch. It was like a Hershey at that there, and then I was going to take the 81 south, so it was going down. Up to there, weather was good. I took a break in there, and then I was going. That time there was some alerts was coming that snowstorm is coming. So I really never experienced that way. I mean, snowstorms used to be there, but I was not traveling at that time, and not on the road at least. So I understood that when I was in the break that the snowstorm is coming, but I had to go next day there, and I'm like I was a temp worker as a contractor, so I need to. I have not told that I'm not coming on Monday, and I didn't thought about that. So I thought like it's not that big thing. So I decided to travel. I started, and then suddenly weather changed so much that entire storm came, and then very big snow started. And another big thing was in that stretch of that interstate, there were all constructions were going on, like at least 10-15 miles worth constructions were there, and a lot of exits were closed or they had a bypass. Uh, and snowstorm came, and I initially I thought like, it will stop or like it's okay. So I still kept on going, and suddenly everything was I saw like the snow was everything was covered with snow. I was not sure the car was rented, and even my car never had a snow tires. I was not sure what happens with that. I was extremely fearful that, okay, now if it is slipped, then what happened? And the big trucks were going around me like a soup because they had snow tires. They were not reducing their speed. I was sure that, okay, I was going on like 20 or 30. So I'm very less chance I will skid. But what they skid because they were like passing by such a speed that I lost all. I don't know what's going to happen. And I was not even able to change the lane because everything was snowed, and I was sure if I try to turn, something might happen. So whichever lane I was still going with that. And whichever exit I saw, those were all looking like blocked only within no time. So it took like almost 2 to 3 hours. The snowstorm was going on, and I was passing like a 20 miles per hour, and it was excruciating moments I could tell. And my phone was fallen down something down. I was not able to pick up because it was like under the it went on the seat or something. So I was not even able to call, or I was even if I call anybody, that was nothing was going to change. But even I couldn't do that as well. So 2 3 hours went, the snowstorm was still up, but all the roads were blocked and all exits were looking blocked because it was nighttime as well. And I can have to tell you, I started in the evening. After 3 hours, I observed because of the entire thing, my gas level was almost null. Now I have to take that. It started showing the indication, and even I'm not traveling that many miles, but still, gas was totally down, and all the exits were blocked. Some way I went ahead, so I thought like, okay, I will get some exit which will be a little better. I still kept going, and then now snowstorm stopped, but everything was still full of snow, and I didn't see any vehicles, no vehicles at that time. Still, the truckers were going like left and right. They were zoop, and then I was I was so scared. I was just like going on the same lane for so much time. Now the gas was going down. I had to because it indication came like multiple times. That means I had to at least take the exit because I don't wanted to uh, get unstuck on the interstate without fuel or something. Fortunately, I saw one exit, and it was little empty. It was not like fully blocked by snow. So I took it, and as I went, I was able to pass the exit, and it was going into a straight road, and there was some gas station probably a mile down. As soon as I took the exit and I was entering uh, the state road, there was a big snow accumulation and vehicle got stuck. That's it. So I tried to pump the gas, nothing was happening. And I was very afraid to try more. Like the tire was like I got the big smell of the tire. It was like brushing against the snow, and it's nothing. It was just slipping. And I didn't have that much gas as well. Like I just keep the gas on and keep trying or something. I came out, the snow was stopped, but everything else was looking blocked. I didn't see any snow vehicle. It was like it should have been like 11, 12 o'clock at that time in the night. I didn't know. Frankly, I could tell. I don't know what, because I didn't have gas. The gas station was not that far, like probably a mile down. I could even see that, but the vehicle wouldn't move. And I see. I mean, I traveled around. I saw what the way it is stuck. I didn't have any other snow. I checked in the boot. There was nothing. Snow equipment was not there. because it was not understood. And generally, rental vehicle may not have it. So I was just stranded there for 5-10 minutes. Totally, I didn't know. I mean, because I afterwards I was just going to sit in the inside, but I was not prepared for the snow or anything. So I was just wondering now, should I just walk to the gas station or do I just stay here? So I was thinking about it, and suddenly some vehicle came. Was I saw some vehicle was coming? Some it was car. I mean, it was not a because I was thinking some snow vehicle comes, then they may try to pull me, so I would get some help. But it was car. I mean, because that was like a isolated exit, and I on that state road, nothing else was going on. Probably something was there on the interstate, but I couldn't go and call them on the here. So that vehicle was going on, and so I ignored it because I thought that I saw that vehicle, but I mean, there was no interest. So, but that vehicle stopped. Very, I mean, such a great experience, which we need to mention. The guy came down. There were two guys. They came down. Then they say, "Oh, you need help. Like, is it stuck?" I told them yes. They said, "Oh, let's give the hand." I mean, I even didn't ask. Such a great gesture. And they give the hand and they asked me to start, and then the vehicle came out and it came on the road. I mean, I could say I try to see what I can give. I mean, they said they just tapped on my shoulder and they said, "Okay, guy, enjoy. Thank God you did not stuck," and they just left. Such a great gesture because I could still remember. I mean, those guys were not there because I just had to wait for the snow vehicle, and on that road at 12 o'clock, I might not be getting that. So it was such a great thing. Uh, then I went to gas station. I got the gas, so at least I was good. Then I went down. Now next thing happened. So now snowstorm was stopped. I was going south. Now it was kind of hell was coming because it was still frozen snow, frozen rain was there. And then, but I had good gas and the hell was not that bad. So the effectively handling the wipers, it was okay. So the hell situation went like 2-3 hours, and then the weather started again changing, and it become little warmer. Just rain. So, but it was still constant rain. When I reached down the 10 hours down south, and I went out, it was full big sun, and I had to take my jacket off because it was that heat. So I experienced that in that 10-12 hours journey. So because that night I didn't take break and I continuously drove, and so I could reach exactly at the time where like I should, because otherwise 3-4 hours generally used to take break. I didn't. So I reached the office at the same time. So that was another great memory I would like to share, and I thought, especially that great experience because it was a very great gesture, I would say. Generally, people doesn't even stop, even you try to hitchhack, or nothing would stop. But at that time, the kind of people we see, and yes, there are sometimes we really see the angels, and that was the great thing, I would say. That was another great memory I had. And other than that, I mean, it's as usual, normal, and uh, so those are the great stories I would like to share with the people. And because I was asked, like I try to tell the other stories, but now can you tell the about you or something? So that was certain things I wanted to share and discuss. I hope you liked it. You may have also the same great stories I would like to hear. Please share with me, and thank you. Have a great day.